First date with a girl, there's a mechanical bull there. Do you ride the mechanical bull?
No.
What if she's like, let's ride the mechanical bull?
Then yes.
You ride it individually by yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you double back if you have a lot of fun the first time?
Yeah. I'm about entertaining. I'm an entertainer. For me, if she's having a great time, if she's laughing, if she sees me riding that bull, you know what I mean? Feeling good about myself.
Straddling the bull.
Feeling good about herself, then it's a successful day.
I think I had a deeper question about what are the things that are and aren't okay to do the first time you're interacting with someone.
Yeah.
Specifically, I guess, in a romantic sense, on a first date or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like there's certain foods you're not going to eat. You know what I mean?
Like what?
Like, I'm not eating like wings or ribs or something that's super messy on a first date when I know I'll be having a lot of conversation back and forth with somebody.
I guess. I don't be thinking about it. I would definitely order some wings.
I'm not gonna do like a activity that's gonna make me sweaty. You know what I mean?
I step outside and sweat. So like, it's not.
Nah.
No, but you're right. You got to think about things like that.
Exactly.
I agree. I do the same thing for both.
I think you have to be really, really as someone who could be considered a goofy nigga, I feel like I have to kind of check myself sometimes and be like, wait, hold on, like, what are the optics going to be of this? Are you going to, as the kids was like, I don't want to lose aura, like how niggas be saying, you know what I mean?
You just did.
It's a real thing, but it's a real thing though. I'm not going to lie, but I'll be afraid of that. I don't know. Y'all don't ever think about that? I feel like you don't really think about that.
I definitely don't think about that.
You just move however. And that's really how you have to. That's really how you have to. I don't know, bro.
But a first date should play to your strengths too, right? Like it should show what type of person you are.
I'm saying that, but then the first time that I was like hanging out with my girlfriend long form, I was a freshman in college. And you know how like we didn't have water in our dorm rooms. We didn't have a Brita. I had literally been there for like probably like a week or so, whatever. So I need to get like a pack of water bottles, right?
Yeah.
So it's me, her friend, and my homie, Devin. You know Devin, obviously.
Yeah.
And so our stupid asses go to the Westfield Mall or whatever, right down by LMU. But we somehow like decide to go get the water first before we go do anything else. And like the girls want to go around the mall, do all this shit, right? Like we're obviously hanging out talking. So now I'm carrying around this fat ass 24 pack of Arrowhead water, like low key, like an hour into hanging out, like kind of sweat. I'm like, yo, this is a lot right now. Like trying to like still get my shit off or whatever. Till this day, she still makes fun of me for that.
As she should.
She's
That's
like,
a crazy look.
She's like, you look like an idiot.
But she remembers it.
I mean, yeah, I'm obviously.
Because you were mad strong and thoughtful.
That's my queen today. You know what I'm saying? I did a good job, I guess.
You should tell the story about the time you got chased out of the Westfield Mall.
When did I get chased out of the Westfield?
Was that not you? Was that not your story?
When did I get?
You didn't get chased out?
Shit he tries to put on me.
Different black man.
When did I get chased out of the Westfield Mall?
I swore you told me a story. Not you. My bad.
You think I'm running?
My bad.
Black man.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You're crazy. I mean, we're going to get into that later with the Druski shit. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Stereovision podcast. Oh,
what?
We're not Stereovision anymore.
My bad, y'all. Run it back.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plans podcast.
Yeah. What up? Episode 140.
Back at y'all, man. It's been a good week. I'm Miles. To my left, I gotta say. To my right, I got Spencer.
Yeah.
Happy to be chopping shit with y'all, man. How have y'all been living recently?
Recently, I'm terrible because I just did the stupidest finger guns.
Yeah.
This camera that I've ever
It's
done
okay.
in my entire
It's okay.
life. I was trying to be like Osei, you know?
I think we've honestly hung out too much the last couple of days. Like, I don't think I miss y'all enough right now.
Ooh, but
Damn.
I live with you, so we see each other all the time.
We see each other, but I feel like we don't always I feel like we know what conversations we got to save for the pod.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, I think there's certain things that like, there's a lot of shit that I think we both see that goes down. It's like, oh, I don't have to have this conversation right now because I know I'm going to have this on the podcast. At least with me.
I don't think that way. I'm willing to talk with you about anything.
I'll talk to you about anything, but that's what I'm saying. I think we have enough things to talk about where we don't got to like go into this shit. But regardless, I'm doing good. We went to a very funny event yesterday, and I think that I want to get the people's opinion on it.
Yeah.
Because the more I think about it, the more I think they should have leaned into the name. It was an oxtail inspired event, Caribbean event. You know, as you know, a big style of food that they do is jerk. So it was called the oxtail off.
You think it was a missed opportunity?
It should have been called the jerk off. It should have definitely been called the jerk off.
Do you think they're selling more tickets? Actually, let me phrase that. Are they still hitting their target audience if they call it the jerk off?
Yes.
You think?
And I think they're getting more laughs.
They're getting more laughs, but
They're
they're
getting
also
more laughs
getting
for sure.
some
Because
some confused gays that are just like, why am I in South Central of the Beehive right now?
I was gonna say you're gonna get a couple stragglers, but I think that they would have got a plate and caught a vibe.
Well, I didn't even get a place, so I don't know about all that.
And I didn't catch a vibe, so that shit was honestly some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm throwing a lot of smut on y'all's name because that was a nasty event. That was the worst oxtail I've ever had in my life.
I don't think that if it was called that other name that I would pull up because I would think they're trolling. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I would think they're unserious.
the other name.
Yeah, the other name.
You're a little too.
He won't say the drink.
You're not gonna say it?
I don't want to say it on camera.
You don't
man.
want to say it on camera?
I don't want to say it again. I do think it was a missed opportunity because
It was
it's
a
kind
missed
of funny.
opportunity. But yeah, I was disappointed to go to an entirely oxtail inspired, oxtail promoted event and have literally the worst plate of oxtail in my entire life. But shout out our good brother Sam. You know what I mean? We were celebrating him. That's why we were there, even though we've got bad food.
I just can't believe that I paid $40 to have the opportunity to wait an hour in one of 3 lines to pay $35 for a small plate of oxtail.
Yeah.
You know?
But
we did get free Tito's bandanas.
I guess. You know, they were giving out free shots at one of the booths.
Yeah, I think there's just been better events at the Beehive in general because they host everyday people there and they host Black Market Flea like frequently.
Yeah.
So when you compare like what seems to be an up and coming event to like those two things, and then you really like break down, like it makes you realize what goes into a good event. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like the organization, the fact that you did have to wait in line for food, like a long line. There wasn't anything else besides like the oxtail like contest going on.
Exactly.
And there was no music playing. Being played. I think it's interesting when you go to like an event like that, how you're like, oh man, like this doesn't really compare to these other things I've been to in the exact same place.
But that's the type of shit that niggas be doing on Memorial Day weekend, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I think we were discussing before. Niggas don't know what this holiday is for. Niggas don't really. I feel like people aren't focused on the reason for why we're doing this. Niggas just know they have a day off. Yeah. So you just be getting into random shit or whatever. You know, I feel like people be getting drunk on Mondays. Why was niggas barbecuing today? Why do people?
Why not? Wait, why not?
I just want to know the significance of like what about Memorial Day weekend makes you want to bring out the grill more than any other weekend.
It's like temperatures getting nice. We're on the cusp of summer. You have a free day.
So is this like the first day for niggas to start grilling?
I think so.
My bad, I just burped. Is this the first day that niggas start grilling? Like, because the weather's warm now, this is going to be like a frequent summer activity?
It wasn't the first day I started grilling, but I'm not most.
Nigga don't grill. Nigga grill one time at Easter. When was the last time you grilled, before that or after that?
The Easter before that.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Are y'all going to be that type?
Yeah.
You going to hop on a grill?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Do you know how to do that?
I've grilled before.
Do you know how, like, would you feel confident grilling for a group of people right now?
I don't feel confident like getting the grill to start.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I would never even attempt it. That's not my bag at all. But, you know, shout out to everyone who did. I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend. You know, mine was, I guess, relaxing. What I did this week, though. Oh, I guess it was this weekend. I saw the GNX tour.
Yeah, so did
Kendrick was in LA. I think that's probably the one or two, depending on what you like, as the biggest tour right now. It's that and Beyonce going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking love the show. Literally, a shout out Mac Wop, obviously, like came through in the clutch, bro. Niggas was not. I woke up not thinking I was gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
I was being lazy with the ticket. You know, did y'all get kind of complacent about it, or did you know that you were gonna find a way to like get in there? Obviously, like I know you didn't go. Like, did you feel like you missed out at all?
I want to see Kendrick. I don't know if I feel like I missed out on this opportunity. I think I missed out on the story. Like I saw Kendrick in LA, GNX tour right after the beef with Drake. You know what I mean? But I wasn't like super pressed on going to this specific show, to be honest.
That's how I was, because I saw Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
So I had just kind of caught that vibe, and like I'm a fan of GNX, but I'm like, I feel like I get it. And I didn't think that it was necessarily like a crazy performance track album. Yeah. But what did kind of move me a little bit more is the SZA component, just because that's like one of my favorite artists. I think I've only seen SZA in a festival setting. Yeah. So like seeing her do a proper set and all of that, I was really interested in it. And I think it lived up to all my expectations.
Yeah, that's what had me excited, was the SZA element and just like the hometown element. Like obviously any Kendrick show in LA is cool, but especially after dropping like Kendrick's LA album, you know what I'm saying? Just to see the crowd reaction, to see how excited people were, to see everyone come out. Like I was just really enthralled by looking at SoFi like all the way up to the rafters, especially when people turn the lights on. I was like, damn, I've never seen nearly this many people come out for a rap show.
Nah, it was really, really cool. Did you see Mustard before?
No. Did you?
I didn't see Mustard, but I thought it was interesting how long the show was.
Yeah.
Like they had songs. It was probably 3 hours?
About 3 hours.
That was impressive to me. I think that there were moments when I thought that not the energy was low, but I feel like people were kind of just like, okay, maybe I don't know all the words to this one. This is something I can't really chant, da da da. And then they'd hit you right over the head again with a slap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was just so crazy to see how deep in their bag both of them were with all these different songs. I didn't know people were gonna know as many SZA deep cuts.
Yeah.
And they obviously weren't like super, super deep cuts, but like still, like, you know, like her catalog and her stardom really shined alongside Kendrick's.
Yeah, because I mean, she only got the 2 albums for real, 3, but like the 2 that she was performing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, they're deep cuts, but also like she is such a big artist and so many of the people there were such big fans of her. Like they're going to know every song she performs,
Right.
you know? And like that show would have been such a fire date show.
Yeah.
Like I was there with my homie,
Yeah.
but like the energy switch from like Kendrick and all the men rapping all the words, getting super hyped, and then SZA and like her bouncing back between like true R&B sets, between like a more pop set. You know what I mean? Like I think there was something for everyone. And I definitely enjoyed it, but it seems like it would have really catered to like a couple.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely wish my queen was in town. That would have been fun.
Yeah, because also seeing the SZA show with the homie, like she has some lines that might slip out your mouth.
Nigga,
You know
I was
what I mean?
dolo, bro.
I know you were. I know you were.
That was wild. Like that was a weird experience.
I believe it.
Not weird, but just like, because I see a lot of shows for work by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm just going to see an artist or whatever. So I do see a decent amount of shows, but like, this is like, you know, you do want to kind of like, I think, get around with people and like just kind of like chant the words together, you know, get hyped together, da da da, whatever. But the people around me were all so in a good vibe.
Yeah.
And it was just such like a very inclusive environment. Like I think the energy in the building was all very just like, everyone's here to have a good time, no bullshit, no one was arguing or none of that. There was no extra shit involved. It was a very like clean operation.
Yeah, and when you're dolo, you don't have the weird moment that I had where like, I even forget what song this is, but I'm just like vibing out with the homie, and we both are just like chanting like "My pussy precedes me," and then we kind of like just look at each other and we just like look back and we're like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'll be doing that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll shamelessly sing SZA. It was a very good vibe. SZA brought out guests that were getting talked about. Obviously, we know that Lizzo popped out night one.
That was my show. I was there on Wednesday, so Lizzo was surprising.
Niggas been talking about her weight loss journey a lot.
Lizzo looked good.
Lizzo been looking good.
Lizzo looked pretty good.
Lizzo outside. Lizzo flexing. Lizzo feels like it feels like Lizzo is getting super confident, like in just being herself again. Because I feel like Lizzo was always very outspoken in the public eye, but I haven't seen her ever. Like not ever. I haven't seen her recently.
Yeah, but I don't think you're checking for Lizzo either.
Yeah, but like I feel like, but that's what I'm saying. Before I seen Lizzo and I wasn't looking for Lizzo. I feel like the last 2-3 years I haven't seen her doing.
It's hard to
nothing,
miss her, bro.
You're terrible. You're terrible. You're terrible.
What did she pop out and perform?
She did her song.
That one, yeah, her song.
No, you know her
Nah,
song.
y'all know the name though.
Nah, but you know the song.
I don't.
Nah, but you know it though.
I don't.
How it goes, like, you know, go.
Yeah, it's no, start it and I'll jump in.
Okay. Yeah.
I had no clue what the fuck that song was.
Yeah, I don't know
but
the
it's the
Lizzo
one that
SZA
SZA
song.
and Lizzo do together.
SZA Lizzo song.
And she had good energy because I was kind of like at first I was like annoyed because, you know, you see the videos of like Baby Keem popping out in New York and all my thoughts are running through my head. The LA show, who's gonna come out? And it's fucking Lizzo.
All right, yeah, Kendrick, we fuck with you, but I feel like we could chat honest right now. You was on bullshit a little bit. No guests.
Yeah.
No guests.
Wait,
In LA.
I thought AZ Chike came out.
Oh.
Yeah, he had AZ
Shout out
Chike.
AZ Chike. You know, I fuck with you, bro.
And it seems like Lefty Gunplay was
trying to get on stage. They tried to get that nigga Yo, Lefty. Hey, I want no smoke with you, bro. That nigga is almost too honest. That nigga, I worry about it. You good? Why?
Hey, that makes for some good music though. I can't lie. I've been listening to that Lefty Gunplay album a lot.
He's super talented.
It's one of my favorite
but I'm
rap
like,
albums
why
of the
is
year.
niggas always? I feel like niggas always trying him. Like he's always going back and forth with somebody about something, bro.
For
I
sure.
don't know. It can never just be easy for him. But yeah, I wanted more features. I wanted someone crazy to come out. I wanted them to do the Heart Part 6 and have all the fucking black hippie people come out. Like I felt like there was an opportunity for a big moment there. And while I understand that obviously a lot of prep time, a lot of scheduling, you don't know where everyone's at in the world, all the things, something.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it. It was a great show.
Well, no, I'm kind of mad at it too because like if we're not gonna get like J Rock, Absol, all that, like at least give me like Roddy Rich, Wale the Sensei, AZ Chike, you know what I mean? All like the developing features on GNX. Like if your whole thing is like putting the city on and you're here in LA at SoFi, like
it felt like a bit of a missed opportunity.
I mean, do you feel like because those conversations were probably had, do you feel like he vetoed it or it just didn't come together?
I feel like it just didn't come together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it wasn't, it felt like it was such a rush process probably, and so much that went into it that he was probably just like, I'm not even going to worry about bringing in all these other variables. I'm going to just do the show, make it clean, make it good, do my whole thing. Because there was a lot, I feel like, of moving parts between them both switching sets.
Yeah.
So I feel like coordinating with some other guest, multiple guests coming on would probably have been a lot, you know?
Are you saying that like the tour feels rushed, or you're just saying that there was a lot of transitions between both SZA and Kendrick?
There was a lot of transitions between SZA and Kendrick. There was a lot of just moving parts, I think, with the actual set that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would have been hard to account for having to get a guest up there, introduce the guest, have the guest do their songs, plus another song with them together, you know?
Man, they just need to get a one mic and walk out from stage left.
I know. But
I think the team vetoed it. To be completely honest, I think they saw that they were doing stadiums, SoFi, shit needs to be to a T, and I think the team said, no, we're not gonna fuck with getting Lefty Gunplay in here for rehearsals and making sure 1, 2, 3.
I think we're on the same page. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think there was too much going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they were gonna bother with it, you know?
Which sucks. I would have loved to see that, but
it was an impressive show.
The show was incredible.
And
I'm nitpicking, because I wanted some guests, but the show was incredible.
Definitely. Justin Bieber, is he in love with a black woman? Have you seen that?
What?
Wait, I'm confused on your
the narrative on Twitter, right, and the narrative on Instagram that I've seen. Obviously, Justin Bieber comes out night 2, holds SZA's hand, they do snooze together. It's all beautiful, whatever. They see the way that Justin kind of looking into her eyes while she's singing. Just like that nigga look real happy to be out there with SZA. People are saying that Justin Bieber is really like secretly in love with a black woman.
Well, he's always also been like the head of the I Hate My Wife club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like he is the head of.
Wait, for real? Is this all a thing?
Niggas really think he hates his wife.
There's so many videos of them like interacting that are like sus. And then did you guys see the Vogue piece that he posted recently?
Can we chat about it?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that as a boyfriend?
As a boyfriend, I was like, this is a crazy thing to do right now.
As a boyfriend, I thought that was hilarious.
Really? Did you see it?
No.
Okay, so basically he posts Hailey Bieber's Vogue cover.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of being like, you know, shout out my wife, my queen, congrats, or something like that, he gets in the caption and he's like, are you pulling it up?
I'm reading
so
it.
you can get it.
I'm reading it, bro. I'm reading it.
Because this felt really out of pocket.
No, he changed it. Justin Bieber. No, I'll find it on Twitter.
Yeah.
But basically what he does is.
No, get it on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Because it really hits word for word.
Okay. So Hailey Bieber gets the cover of Vogue, right?
Mm-hmm.
A whole big thing, right? Justin posts the cover, and in the caption he says, "Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales that she would never be the cover of Vogue. Yikes, I know, so mean. For some reason, because I felt disrespected, I thought I gotta get even. I think as we mature, we realize that we're not helping anything by getting even. We're honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection. So baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover because clearly I was sadly mistaken."
I think it depends on the relationship. Because it sounds like an apology almost.
I don't even know. I think it was some troll shit.
Yeah, it sounds like some troll or like an apology or just like, I don't know. I wouldn't take that one too seriously,
so
to be honest.
Me and my girlfriend don't really get in, like, we're not a fighting type of couple, right?
Yeah.
Like, we don't like get in like big explosive arguments like that. But obviously you'd have disagreements, right?
Yeah.
You go back and forth and like there are moments where you get really mad, you know what I mean? But you calm down, you know what I mean? So we'll laugh about shit. So we'll definitely like bring up like, oh, remember when you was mad about this? Like, remember this like previous fight on some like haha shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's really funny. I feel like that was this.
Yeah, but maybe that stays between you guys and not like on Instagram to me. But
I guess, but
when you read it back, it's not that flagrant.
You know what I mean?
It's not that
like
flagrant.
niggas is overdoing it, bro. I thought that was kind of funny.
It's not that flagrant to me, but I'm also not doing it either. Because I don't think I've ever had that type of relationship where I'm like, I don't know, that open about what's going on.
Oh, you never told a girl she wasn't gonna be on the cover of Vogue?
No, I've never told a girl.
Damn, you got to use that one time. It's effective.
Well, we hope Justin and his home is happy. I want that album. I need the album.
Yeah.
I'm excited now. He's done it. The hype train got to me. All the shit. I've bought in fully. I think that he's gonna drop a banger.
I would like the album, but what I really need is one of those hats. I'm really interested in what he's doing with the Skylark brand.
The whole brand looks fire.
It looks super fire.
I'm
And
excited
I
for
would
it.
really, really like one of those hats with the rhinestones and the shinies.
Definitely.
But can we before I see you trying to transition,
Yeah.
but I think we need to do the tour review a little bit more justice because we didn't even talk about best moments.
I mean, I think that I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. Like, this felt different for me because it wasn't my first time seeing either of them.
Yeah.
So there wasn't that like crazy like excitement. It was more so just like, I'm seeing this as purely a fan. I didn't like take a ton of videos. I just kind of like lived in the moment.
Yeah.
My favorite, the best part was probably Luther when Osabin getting on me for my story that I put up with the black music thing, because it was so crazy to see everyone like have all the shit lit up in the arena, and it felt like such a big moment. And it's like, wow, like everyone is appreciating something that is talking about our culture, our people, our stories, all of that. Like, it felt really dope to kind of see that be appreciated and acknowledged on the highest level.
Yeah.
So I think that was it. Then everyone obviously sings the song and all this shit. So
Luther was dope to see the interaction.
Yeah.
Like all those moments where they're on stage together were really special.
Exactly.
Mine was definitely the run where Kendrick went Count Me Out into Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, and then into Money Trees.
Yep.
And then into that how did he close that run? Good Kid, he did Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, Money Trees. Oh, and then the Mad City flip.
Yep, the Mad City flip was fire.
I loved the Mad City flip.
Fuck with the Mad City
if you haven't
flip
seen it on
heavy.
Twitter, basically it's just this full like jazz. He's doing it over a sample. It's not Mad City at all, and it doesn't drop. And I think a lot of people are mad because that's probably the Kendrick song that it's gonna like ring off at like anywhere, any house, any stage, any arena, whatever, you know. And it doesn't drop, but I'm not mad because All Right came next and it kind of let that be like the hype moment.
But I think it's also like he has so many other songs that can be the moment. Like that was his first one that is the moment. That felt very true to what the song is actually about.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those songs that we listen to mindlessly because it's so hype, whatever, da. But like it's a very serious song. Yeah, you know what I mean? What he's talking about. And that made you kind of like look at it from a different perspective, which I think is really, really dope. And then he goes into a song that really should be a moment, that really should have everyone hyped, that's more uplifting.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're all right.
That's a fact. And let me correct myself because that was actually two separate runs. The run that I'm talking about goes Count Me Out, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, Money Trees into Poetic Justice.
Yeah.
Because that was crazy.
I was surprised he did Poetic Justice.
I was so surprised. I was like, yo, is Drake here?
That's one of my favorite. That's
Drake coming out?
That's still one of my favorite Kendrick songs.
Yeah, no,
I love that
that
shit.
I was actually like, I got so hyped for Poetic Justice.
Yeah.
And that's not one that I would have like checked off as one of my favorites, but
That's
that was
one
one
I
of my
think you
favorite
sleep
moments.
on. You sleep
Yeah.
on Poetic Justice for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out Kendrick. Shout out SZA. Great show.
And great visual. Shout out Dave Free and the whole
Facts.
PG Lang TDE team because the on-screen visuals were some of the most impressive parts to me.
Facts. I think that the next biggest event that everyone has seen on their phones has been dealing with Kai Cenat and Streamer University.
Yep.
I think that Kai has really, really taken a step forward with this and has kind of cemented himself as like the OG of this whole thing. And while I don't think he's the person who started it or anything like that, I think that he's the one that kind of broke through into the mainstream and is now trying to really put people on with this and just find a way to make this content more digestible to a mainstream audience. So basically what he did was found some of the biggest up and coming streamers, you know, or ones with the most activity, a lot of potential people. Got them all in the university, had some of the older ones be professors, all the younger ones were students, and did 3 days worth of classes with them, but basically just gave them free reign to use each other's content, grow together, do the shit together. It was very, very entertaining. The clips have been hilarious.
Yeah,
I think that there were some niggas who really, really were stars from this. DDG, I think, like, was probably the number one person that everyone was talking about from this. India Love was on there. Duke Dennis and all them niggas that are like regularly around made their appearances and whatnot. But it was an overall really, really dope event. I fuck with it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny too. I loved watching all the clips on Twitter. I'm curious if you guys discovered a new streamer that you were unfamiliar with before through the clips, through any kind of interaction with some of these bigger names that you're saying. Because I do think a lot of the conversation was about, you know, let's put some new people on. So do you guys walk away from Streaming University with a new content creator you might tap in with?
Right now, no, because even though the concept is brilliant, there was so much going on that I haven't been able to like catch up with. Like I think all the obviously everyone was streaming, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously the content was posted on Kai's page, DDG's page, Duke Dennis's page. I haven't really found anybody in the shuffle, but I think somebody's probably gonna emerge. You know, I think what I was really seeing were the younger streamers being highlighted, like Tyleel, Ray, Rakai. I saw Dabo and Rakai get into a fight. You know what I mean?
And then Cardi
Like,
DM Dabo.
Yeah,
And
you
put him
know?
in the ad. He's modeling some of the merch. and
That's
shit.
funny.
I saw Zeddy Will pop up. Like I was seeing all the younger and the like quote unquote smaller content creators really get a moment out of this. That's more what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I'm trying to think of who I didn't know before this. I think that dude Corey to you, he was pretty funny. He was doing the most on like I think all the ones that were like not afraid to look crazy
Yeah.
and were just like, I'm gonna do whatever for the clip and recognize that like this is really something that I'm never gonna get access to this platform again unless I make a statement.
Yeah.
Unless I force people to remember me, I'm gonna go all out. I kind of saw that and I fuck with that. But I think I watch people that I've heard about that I also maybe haven't actually tapped into their content. Like I've never really watched a DDG stream, but like actually like seeing a little bit more of like, cause I watched his YouTube videos and shit like before, but seeing him in this streamer environment now, I was like, oh no, this nigga is really like different with the content and shit. Like everywhere that he seems to go in this whole media space, like he kind of kills it.
Yeah.
So I gained a little bit of respect for him. The young bulls like Rakai and the Asian dude Ray.
Yep.
That nigga is hilarious to me because you could just tell that he's only been around black people. Like he has only been around black people in America. So he's not even American. That is like, he only knows like black American tendencies and like just ways of speaking. And I think it is very, very funny. But he seems like a good kid, bro. I don't know. It was just nice to see everyone so happy too.
Yeah.
Like it really did just feel like a new age. It felt like a new, just a different way to get famous now.
I mean, it's such a good idea, right? Because like the concept is simple. Like put all the best content creators under one roof and have them create content for a week. Yeah. Or a weekend, sorry. And then obviously brand it as a streaming university thing. But I think also too, like I think you said this a couple times too, like there's probably a lot of those people that didn't necessarily go to college or have the opportunity to go to college. And it's like you're giving them an experience too in a moment to remember where you're actually bringing them to a school and putting them in a dorm room and having them interact with people the same way you would on a college campus. And you're teaching them things.
Yes.
Like it's part conference too, because if you think about it, like they had to take some actual courses, not like full-fledged courses, right? But they had to like take some classes where they were teaching them about branding, streaming, like all this different type of stuff.
That dude agent actually took it seriously. But what I also like too is like you got to see the hustle that this shit takes. Cause I think we see it with podcasting and how like we've done this shit in like a garage with roaches. Like niggas like showed up and did shit when they didn't have to. Same with the reactions and all the shit. There's kids who like went out there and were like, I spent my last to do this. Like I'm overdrawn in the bank account. Niggas is donating money to them and shit. Like you're seeing there was a dude who had like 5 different phones, is live on 5 different platforms. Like a lot of these people that were out here are really just trying to make a way for themselves and their family in a way that is more productive than going down other avenues that could be dangerous or get them in trouble and things like that. And it is encouraging to see that it does feel like the barrier to entry is still relatively low. You know, like it does feel like you could kind of still get this off with like a simple setup, just a phone and just making do and being actually entertaining, actually energetic and coming with like stuff that doesn't cost money.
Yeah.
That was encouraging to see. But I did also like seeing the lingo blow up too. Niggas talking about my ball, talking about girls. How do you guys feel about that? Is that crazy?
My ball.
Nah, I love it. That's some shit we would say in college.
That's
You
my
know what I'm
ball.
saying? Yeah, for sure. I don't. You told me about that context earlier before. I didn't have context for it, but I'm just saying. I'm like when I heard it, I was like, nah, that's some freshman year shit for sure.
Ball up top might be better.
Ball up top.
Ball up top.
That's not
totally
new,
different
though.
things.
I know, but I like that saying.
My ball is kind of fire because it's like, yo, clear the fuck out. Like I got this one.
Yo, that's my ball. Like leave me.
Like in baseball, we were always taught like when calling a ball, you only call it for you.
Yeah.
It's never like you, yours. No, if you're gonna say anything, it's mine. My ball, get out. You know what I mean? I think maybe that's how you should treat women. I don't know.
Bro, and then they start, what was wild is niggas start asking the girls like, yo, are you my ball?
That's crazy.
Yo.
Are you my ball is insane.
Yeah.
To ask another, again, these are like still like grown-ish people.
Yeah. Who are the girls you're talking about? Just streamer girls?
Yeah, the other streamer girls.
Yeah.
Because they were like, this is not just niggas. If this would have been
It
a
was
whole
co-ed.
university full of niggas, that would have been nasty. That would have, oh my God, no. But yeah, shout out them, shout out Kai. I think that he's we were talking about it. Is he like gonna be bigger than Kevin Hart? I really think so.
I think, now that we're saying it on mics, because I feel like I just said maybe, because it depends on when he started or whatever. But I think that comparison is so early. However, I do feel like he has potential to be that level.
He's around the same age as when Kevin Hart did his first movie.
Okay, so we confirm that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to tell you,
I
but
think-
you weren't listening.
Shit, my fault. My fault, gang. I think he has potential to be that big. You know what I mean? But obviously, you don't know what path he's going to go down. Like, you assume he's going to go into acting, but shit, the streaming thing is completely new. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where all this is going to take him at the end of the day.
I was gonna say this is acting too. None of this is real. This nigga wasn't a real Dean. He was playing a role.
Yeah.
But is it all acting, though? It's more reality TV than
It's
anything.
more reality TV. Which is part acting.
Yes.
Kind
yes.
of. I'm just
So-
like, it's an exaggerated version of it.
But not to deny the talent, because I'll never deny the talent. I'm just saying, I think right now, when you compare the two, I'm like, these are just two different things.
It's not proper
right now.
acting.
Exactly. But what? Kai just went up and gave SZA her AMA, right?
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things where he's definitely a personality, definitely can be a host, definitely can be all these things. I just don't know if I'm making that comparison right now.
So I'll tell you that I think Kai's future and whether he has greater legend status than somebody that's so acclaimed like Kevin Hart, I think really depends on the industry itself in streaming. Because I think that if he stays on that and that becomes what we all see it could be coming, which is replacing most forms of media and totally dominating television, then yeah, he's going to be bigger than Kevin Hart because he is the biggest, the first massive worldwide streamer. So that if he goes that path and streaming goes that path and becomes as lucrative as we all think it might become, then yeah, he's bigger. But I think if he tries to pivot into comedy or acting, I don't know. I think I would say I don't think that right now it seems like to me he will be bigger than Kevin Hart.
His spot is pretty solidified to me though.
Yeah.
Even if the streaming shit doesn't get, and I think it will get bigger, but even if it were to stagnate a bit, him as a celebrity is it's out of here.
Well, for sure, but you need bodies of work to talk about legend status.
But I think
so.
he-
If streaming goes out, what do you then he's gonna start doing movies?
But we said he is the same age as Kevin Hart at his first movie now.
Yeah,
So if he were to jump into the acting game now, I don't think he would be the best actor ever.
yeah. I think Kevin Hart's first movie, he was a little bit better of an actor than Kai Cenat. Personally, I've never thought Kai as to be a good actor.
When have you seen him act?
He's been principal all week.
But that's not real. That's what I'm saying.
You don't think he was trying to act as a
No,
principal?
I think he was acting as a principal.
and I think
don't
it was poor acting.
But I don't think it was a serious acting job.
I just don't think
I think if he were trying to actually act
I think that's
role,
you don't think that's how he would play a principal if he was in a comedy
I think
and he was supposed to be the funny principal character.
if it were that role, it'd be written better. There was no writing for that. That was all because that's all also improvisational work.
True.
Which is a talent in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
No, Miles, I see what you're saying. And I don't want to disagree with you on this because I do feel like he has the potential to be that type figure. I also would say that I don't even think Kai is necessarily the biggest streamer, right? But he is the most mainstream streamer.
Yes, it's him and
Because-
Sam.
Yeah, that fucks
Because
me up.
what that dude
XQC.
XQC is technically the biggest or one of the biggest, right? But Kai is respected on a whole different level and platform and has way more commercial success than this other dude.
I don't think he's the biggest streamer. Because when I say the biggest streamer, I'm talking about just household name wise. And I think the only two that are it's either him or Speed.
Oh,
But
so
we're
you're
talking
not-
numbers wise though.
Yeah,
On,
numbers wise.
on
Well,
platform.
I think
But I'm
Jose's
talking about-
talking on platform. You're talking about including brand partnerships, including
Yes.
Instagram.
Instagram followers, Twitter followers, if you count across their following across all different forms of media, I think Kai Cenat is a much bigger celebrity streamer than XQC.
I'd be interested in checking that, to be honest, just because I just heard that XQC is the bigger one.
He
Like,
was
He
the
just
big-
has
on-
more
on-
Twitch
on-
followers.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
he's
more
just-
Twitch
he's
followers.
bigger on Twitch.
Okay, gotcha.
But I think Speed and Kai have kind of made it more normal. Speed is international with it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that where Kai is at now, Kevin Hart was an unknown when he walked into that first movie.
Yeah.
Kai Cenat has the room to flop a little bit and still be famous, still be a really big, prominent figure. So I'm like, I think that this nigga can kind of just take the rock and run with it.
But
I think he's kind of, I don't think anyone's going to be a bigger star than Kai Cenat over the next 10 years.
But then why even call him Kevin Hart? Because I feel like even that puts him in a box. You know
Because
what
I
I mean?
think that they're both short and black.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if we're gonna go there, like, Kai could be like this big famous actor. Like, why put him in that same lane?
Because I think it is comedy. I think it is a multitude of different forms of media. Because Kevin Hart isn't just an actor. I look at him as stand-up comic. I look at him as a hosting type of person. Now, really prominent businessman. I think he wears a lot of hats to where I don't just say Kevin Hart is an actor. I think Kevin Hart is a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kai is a streamer right now, but I think he's going to start to approach the point as he moves into other phase of his career where he's like just known as a celebrity. The streaming thing isn't like, you don't have to know Kai from streaming, you know?
Yeah.
But shout out him, you know, we got to get money like him a little bit for sure. Is there anything we want to talk about from the AMAs?
That's big, bro.
I thought about it. That's not big, bro. But that is a peer. It's a peer
facts.
who's doing good.
He's doing all right. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's hate.
It was supposed to be a joke because obviously he's doing a little better than all right. And obviously he's doing better than good too. He's doing absolutely incredible.
Big facts. Shout out Kai, man.
Yeah, but we can talk about the AMAs a little bit. Just because reading the winners and losers looked crazy.
I just need someone in the comments to tell me what this is, who is behind the AMAs, why is this? I get Billboard. That's the charts.
Yeah.
BET's Black People, Grammys, the Academy or whatever. I feel like I know that there's that voting panel. That seems to be the most prestigious one. VMAs, Video Music Awards, makes sense. What is the AMAs?
American Music Awards.
So just America.
Which is funny because they did have like Latin albums and like Latin.
So
like
what
Latin
are we doing?
Performer of the Year.
What is the point of this award show?
Were they not like American artists though?
It was like Bad Bunny won it. So
That's fair.
So,
yeah.
So yes.
niggas is indecisive, but another award show.
Bad Bunny is an American artist. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because
Technically.
because of who listens to the music, or
Puerto
because
Rico's in America.
Oh
right?
yeah,
it's a
that's a
territory.
fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I guess technically, but I'm kind of in line. I've heard about the American Music Awards my whole life. I don't really know what separates them from like Billboard and all these different things. I think it's just the people that run it.
You know,
Low key.
we saw niggas get dressed up though. People got on stage. Once again, Kai was there, but yeah, I don't know anything really.
Yeah, I mean, we could read the winners and losers if you wanted, but Billie Eilish kind of dominated every category.
Yeah,
Which I think made up for her Grammy night, which was really lackluster. If you're a fan of Billie, I think it's good to see her sweep at least one award show after having such an impressive body of work.
they're gonna give her some awards.
Beyonce had a really good night. She won a lot of stuff. Kendrick did not win a lot of stuff. Kendrick lost male hip hop performer of the year to Eminem.
This felt like I was gonna say this felt like a little bit more of yeah, I wouldn't expect Kendrick to win this one.
It's like the Grammys are doing better, so like we're gonna take this one back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
She's gonna win. But yeah. Shout out them, I guess. Was there a performance?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know nothing about this. If Eminem's winning an award at your fucking show, like, I don't care.
Can you double down on the Eminem banter?
No. Eminem will get no more airtime.
It seems like he did get some airtime, though. I did see a video of you rocking out to some Eminem recently.
You seen the video?
I seen the video.
Cat.
I seen the video.
Cat.
Till I collapse, I'm feeling these
Niggas
rats
lie.
spilling.
Niggas lie. Speaking of that, though, Druski did whiteface. He was impersonating the white guy in the hood. And am I allowed to say the skit is hilarious?
Yeah, this
for
was
sure.
hilarious.
Yeah, this was a really funny regular Druski shit, whatever. I didn't think it was a big deal, but then I did see a couple hours later, of course, your good brother Theo Vaughn
Yep.
had to jump in and say, "Oh, it's on now. I'm gonna grab my paint." Theo is, I normally think Theo Vaughn be walking the line. I'm not gonna lie, that was funny.
Yeah.
I laughed a little bit at that. Is it problematic what Druski did?
I don't think so.
Can Druski do this?
Yeah, for sure. What?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Bro, that shit was never a question to me. I thought it was funny that skit blew up so big.
It's
You know
so
what I mean?
funny. It's so funny.
It's so accurate.
The only reason it's very accurate, it's hilarious. The only reason that I thought it was normal is because I think of that, that Vine,
Which
Where's
one?
the Blow?
Oh
Have you seen
yeah.
that one?
Oh,
So I've
yeah,
always
yeah.
been like, this is normal, right? Like this is okay. This is a line that everyone is cool with, right? I've always thought that was just funny. But I seen a couple niggas on Twitter that were actually mad about it.
They're mad at the him like painting his skin white.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what's going on.
I'm like, guys,
I see what's going on. No, I feel like that's been done before though.
we're allowed to do that.
I feel like that's like a comedic bit that's been done before.
Yeah,
that
that
I've
was
seen
funny.
before.
That was
I
very
have
funny.
a question about something I watched recently that I've always found funny, but I want to check in with you guys about this. Tropic Thunder.
All right.
Oh man,
Can we talk about it? Because I watched it recently and I was like, this is so crazy. But also like the way that it's woven into the story and kind of like called out in the story, to me made it feel more tasteful. But how do you guys feel about Robert Downey Jr. in blackface?
I have had a lot of Tropic Thunder discussions in my life.
Yeah.
So it came on when I'm with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
and she did not like Tropic Thunder. She has never seen Tropic Thunder. She saw it and she said she was really mad. She got like she was like, "What are you watching right now? Like, why is this on the TV right now?" And I did have to take a step back after that and be like, "All right, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world." Because I do feel like, and again, I don't know the nigga Robert Downey Jr., but I don't feel like he like is a racist person. So it was kind of funny, and the character is like also like an asshole, you know.
Well, the character is playing blackface.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think that's what was.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's part of what's happening. You know?
Yeah,
like
like-
I think people in the movie know it's crazy.
And because I think it's like a problem. It's a problem because like, why are you casting somebody that's not black to play a black role?
Yes.
Normally, like, isn't that the
Yes.
root of the problem with
Yes.
blackface? But this character is a white man in blackface.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how do you feel about it?
I've never seen it.
you've never seen this
Oh.
movie.
I've only seen like clips and have heard of it. That's why I was like, oh, because I've never seen it.
You should
I don't
watch it.
know.
Okay, we'll report back next week.
Yeah, for
Osei
sure.
needs to watch Tropic Thunder. Osei's gonna be mad. Osei's not gonna fuck with.
You
Tropic
think so?
Thunder. I don't know, because I feel like you might be able to, but I feel like you also kind of have a dark sense of humor. So I feel like you might laugh at it. I don't know.
I just like good storytelling. You know what I mean? Like I think like if it's done well in terms of like if they're telling like the story the right way and they're not just
Yeah.
doing it to do it,
Yeah.
then it might make sense.
I don't think they're just doing it to do it. I think that it is actually part of the story.
But we'll see. I guess next week we'll report back.
Because I mean, though, like there is like a black man in the platoon
Yes.
that is constantly like, "Yo, why the fuck are you talking like that?" And like
Exactly.
calling him out.
Exactly.
I think you should watch it. I watched it recently with my parents, which was a really crazy experience.
you can't watch that. You have to watch that movie with a black person around though.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
I feel like that makes it okay. Like you shouldn't like
watch it with my white parents.
watching that in a room full of white people. The optics are a little crazy. No, am I tripping?
I haven't seen it.
It's a little crazy to me. I feel like I don't know.
But yeah, Druski's skit was funny.
Druski can do that.
So if Theo Vaughn though comes out with his reverse skit, like the
I think then Theo Vaughn will never, ever, 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 ever make another joke again on the internet.
I don't think so either. He'll get killed.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I want this to happen. I think he might get away with it. He's the type of person at this point where his fan base is so like
In Trump's America, maybe
in his corner that if he didn't overdo it, he might get away with it. But I guess doing it is overdoing it regardless.
If he does
I think the tweet was what he can get away with, to be honest.
exactly.
I don't think he can get away with
The
action,
tweet
bro.
walked the line, and that's why I'm like, maybe Theo Vaughn isn't an idiot, because I still don't know how I feel about Theo Vaughn.
I don't know if he's dumb either. I think if he does the video, he's dumb.
Yeah, he's an idiot. I don't know how I feel about Theo Vaughn yet all the way.
Yeah.
But that tweet let me know that I feel like he understands the line
Yeah.
and is gonna walk. Like that was like, okay,
Yeah, he's always gonna tap dance the line.
you can do that.
for sure.
You can do that. You're a
He
comedian.
had a solid week because I think about a week ago he came out on his podcast and opened for like 5 minutes just about how he feels terrible for his lack of a stance on Palestine Israel, and just came out as very like pro Palestine. Like I didn't know this situation. I know people on both sides because he's had people from both camps on the podcast to talk about it from like an educational angle.
Mhm.
But I think him being lumped in with like the Joe Rogans and all these podcasters that kind of played a role in Trump's election,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? I think people thought that he was leaning the other way. You know what I mean? And so for him to come out and be like, yeah, like I should have said this way earlier, but this is how I feel like he won a lot of points in a lot of people's books.
That's good.
I thought it was good too, because I had stopped watching the pod, to be honest, just because I was like, this is too big of a platform and you're talking too much about politics to be this stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, either don't try to do the politics talk and stop having politicians on if you're gonna like act this dumb all the time, or like make opinions and like say things. You know what I mean? Because I could see him going the Tucker Carlson route. Like when he started having the politicians on, I was like, oh, so this is gonna be the unhinged white political podcaster on the Republicans. You know what I mean?
But that dude, to be honest, just from what I've seen from him, could be so much more, right? Like, I feel like we talk about, and I'm not putting him on this level at all, but we talk about Kai Cenat being an actor. Like, I feel like Theo could really be an actor and step away from the pseudo-political thing he's doing and really just go into the other realm where I feel like he'd be more suited. Because I think his sense of humor does lend itself to movies and into TV shows. I'd love to see him go a different route with it. I think he is smart. I don't think he needs to be talking about politics.
I think he's still adjusting to the platform though too. I think that he has a lot of room for growth. I think that his star is still rising. You know, I think he'll figure it out. But
he should make some skits.
Yeah, no.
You don't think he should do skits?
No.
We might get in trouble with the skits.
I think very few people should make skits. But,
I would like to see his skits.
In other white man news, Robert Griffin III came out and said, no.
No.
Robert Griffin III is an idiot. And he went online after Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark played their opening season matchup in the WNBA. And obviously, I think as everyone knows, Caitlin Clark had a very hard foul on Angel Reese. Not a big deal. I think that media blew it up and made it a whole big thing. We obviously fucking talked about it on our podcast, but at the end of the day, not that deep. Regular fucking play, whatever, right? Robert Griffin III proceeds to get on his platform and say that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And not only does she despise Caitlin Clark, just is not a fan of her, that after the foul, Angel Reese was trying to sucker punch Caitlin Clark. Does this whole rant, the whole thing. Obviously, it blows up. Ryan Clark of the Pivot Podcast, then prominent figure in sports media, has always, I think, been an outspoken supporter of Angel Reese. Then gets on his platform, starts talking about RG3, and then specifically goes at RG3 and how he's spoken about his wife and his interaction with his wife, basically saying how RG3 is around the ESPN set talking about, oh my God, like I love milk, like doing the whole milkman thing. Like I love just like white women, always talking about his wife's whiteness. And there was some discourse around this on the internet because I think that everyone is in decent agreement. I would hope that it's okay for Ryan to come to the defense of black women in this situation, especially because RG3 doesn't seem like someone who's always been very aware of issues pertaining to black women. But I think you do have to also acknowledge the fact that you shouldn't bring someone's family into these types of things. I think that is a little bit just a weird line to walk, but I'm interested to see, what do you guys think about this whole thing?
I think you said most of it. First, I don't know why either of these men are commenting on the WNBA.
They're both sports media figures.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but let me rephrase that. I don't get why these guys are commenting on this one moment that happened for a millisecond in a WNBA game in a season opener.
Well, you know, these three guys commented on it too, on our platform.
Fair enough. All right, let me get even more specific. I don't know why they turned this into the moment.
Yes.
I don't know why they turned this into the moment. I don't know why they made this about race. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to that moment in basketball, those two are just rivals.
But they always do that with them.
Okay,
it's always going to be that with them.
Okay, so if we're going to do that with them, then why are we bringing family into it? Why are we bringing... Like, I get it. I think these guys were teammates and they seem to have their own personal thing going on. That's more what I'm saying. I think this feels like it feels like them projecting like their own personal issues onto this specific moment.
Kind of. I'm just like, did you see the Robert Griffin clip?
I did, right? He had his wife in the background. He was going in. He was
the
commenting.
optics are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was also just like how hard he was going on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it did look weird to have your white wife behind you as you're going crazy talking about this 23, 24-year-old black girl that you don't know, saying she hates this girl and all this shit. He put so many absolutes on Angel Reese without even knowing her or knowing the situation or like really like He doesn't know her personally. How could you say that she hates her? You don't know this person, this human being at all. Like, it was just very weird to me that he was going so crazy. And I think that it is important for people who are aware of what Black women are dealing with, are conscious of the feelings of Black women, to speak up when they feel like they can.
But Ryan Clark didn't come to anyone's defense.
He did come to Angel Reese's defense.
No, but he more so used the moment as a way to attack RG3. Because in his clip, he's talking about, yo, RG3, you don't have a Black woman in the home, so you could never understand the plight of a Black woman. Plus, you speak out about your wife's whiteness all the time. That's more what I'm speaking to, is that I don't know why they're commenting on all this, because it really feels like they're commenting on each other in the way that they live. It's more like a lifestyle thing.
I kind of agree with you, because he opens his clip with, yo, RG3, like, you know what it is with us. You know what I mean? Like, that's how the Ryan Clark clip opens.
Yes, I feel you, but I think that it is our obligation to, I think Ryan Clark's looking at RG3 as like, yo, it is your obligation to handle this girl with care. And to be more aware of how people are going to perceive her and understand that we're supposed to protect Angel Reese as Black men in the media, older men in media, in sports, who could give her advice. That should be the role. Wow, it's like the same way that niggas expect all athletes or musicians to be role models, you know? I don't think that you necessarily have to do that, but you should probably.
I see what you're saying, and maybe I'm thinking too deep about it, but when that clip came out, I was more so, I feel like he's using that as a shield of righteousness to, again, attack RG3 for their own personal beef.
Did you watch the clip though? Like,
I watched both clips.
Because I'm like, bro,
I know, but I agree. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I feel like as a Black podcaster, as a Black person in media, you should always be talking on issues from your perspective, which, to be honest, should be a Black perspective, in my opinion. But I think it was deeper than just this moment. I think this moment to me is inconsequential in terms of like both their careers and everything that's going on with them, which is why I'm like, why are we zooming in on this? I feel like they're zooming in on it to attack each other. Ryan Clark jumped in. I think RG3 was wrong. Ryan Clark jumped in and it became a whole different thing.
I think now it is. Now it's become a whole different thing, but I do think that I like the back and forth. I like what Ryan Clark said. I think that RG3 is a bitch ass nigga. I think he's lame as fuck, bro. Like, I think that it was just so unnecessary what he did. I think that the way that he moves around, the way that he speaks, he gives off weird energy. Like, I'm just like, yo, this nigga is a fucking cornball. But yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I don't know that nigga. But yeah, that's our race wars for the week, I guess. We jumped all around.
Yeah, they really always do that with Caitlyn and Angel.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the conversation always leads.
I don't think that's what it should be about. I think and that's what I'm saying. I feel like people use like their rivalry to like start a discourse. You know what I'm saying? Because we came on this pod and talked about it, and y'all all said the same thing, that Caitlyn Clark is a better athlete.
Yeah.
So then what is the debate here?
I think that they just have a history. Niggas like narratives and storylines. And I think that not for nothing, that's what's going to make the league grow.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the best one, you know, you need a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, do you think that Angel Reese dislikes Caitlyn Clark?
I don't think they like each other.
I was going to say, honest. I don't think you can.
Why would they?
I don't think you can like each other after all this.
Yeah.
Like, after so much back and forth, because you already like, because the thing is, like, they know each other from pre-college.
Yeah.
Like, they hooped on the circuit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they've seen each other around, and it's always been like, it's like AAU people or people you competed against. All it's like, oh, like, I know that she's cold or whatever. She be talking shit on the team, da-da-da. So you barely know this person.
Yeah.
You get in these competitive matchups in college with them back and forth, and then people pile on the race war and shit. It's like, they probably not even talking for real like that.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, I guess I don't love this person and I'm ready to tee up if we're going to go there, you know?
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're probably both extremely competitive. So when it's on the court, you know, it's up or whatever. But I don't know. Shout out Caitlyn, though. Out for 2 weeks.
Damn. Damn.
Paige. She's going to go crazy.
Who are we waiting for? Asia Wilson, right?
Juju Watkins.
Oh, fuck.
Asia already in the league. I'm going to get her basketball shoe, though. I need the A1s. I want those shoes.
Mixed them up. My bad. Sorry.
He going to be at a Sparks game in 2 weeks, though.
Didn't handle him with care.
I
Lo
hate
siento.
you. Someone who else was not. Damn it, I can't talk. Someone else who was not handled with care. Kid Cudi.
What? That's your transition?
They did him bad. You don't think that nigga looked crazy on the stand, bro? I've never felt more bad for Cudi. I don't really like Kid Cudi like that.
wait.
You're saying a lot of different things right now.
I didn't like Kid Cudi going into this just because I've always kind of felt Kid Cudi was just a little bit pretentious.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, for the viewers first. So what we're talking about is that
Yes.
Diddy trials are continuing, right?
Diddy.
I wasn't going to say his name.
Diddy trials are continuing.
Diddy.
And in week whatever of the Diddy trials, Kid Cudi came to the stand to testify and tell his story.
Yep.
Because we all know that allegedly once Diddy started dating Cassie, or no, once Cudi started dating Cassie, Diddy blew up his car.
Yeah.
That's all that I knew before this.
Yeah, facts.
So this nigga gets on the stand and says kind of everything. I don't know. I feel like there still might be more stuff that he wasn't all the way getting into, but for the most part, I think Cudi was basically like, yeah, this nigga was like a Marvel supervillain or whatever, like just was always creeping around. I think he broke into his house at one point, like basically paints Diddy like the crazy nigga that we all kind of know that he is. But I think what made it so different is that this is the nigga who makes like all these songs we listen to and shit like that. And like, I don't think you always would. I just wouldn't expect like someone to be doing this to another celebrity. You know, I feel like celebrities be having security and like kind of have their shit buttoned up. But for another celebrity to be getting terrorized like this from a nigga that he ain't even know like that just because he was dating his girl is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, that's why this is probably the most interesting trial.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Because you realize how powerful Diddy was.
Yeah.
Like he was still getting niggas that like had it like that, you know? It was just that he was at it on a different level. But yeah. Sorry, Cudi. I don't know. I feel bad. You have any thoughts?
No, I just feel bad for him. Feel like this is sad. I have no thoughts on this, to be honest.
I guess no. There is a lesson in this
What's the lesson?
because I think that one of the no, let me not get
He
problematic.
said, "Well, no."
I didn't want to get problematic.
Say it.
So he kind of alluded to the fact that Cassie might have known a little bit about what was going on with Diddy, and like
About what part?
Like in terms of like she helped kind of line Cudi up, and like once because again he's an abuser. Patterns of going back or whatever, right? Whatever they're going on with their situation, she ends up going back and fucking with Puff while she's still with Cudi.
Yeah, that's right.
And then participated in maybe kind of giving him access to the home, whatever. I don't know. But that's kind of just what has been alluded to. I think that that's just kind of a takeaway for anyone in this. Just be careful who you invite into your home.
You feel like that's important information?
I think that is important information. Do you think it's not?
No, I'm asking.
I think niggas get, do you think, I personally have not been set up by someone that I've been talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But that does feel like a possibility, no?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not something that could happen?
Not in my life.
Never to you? Says the nigga who bailed 2 people out of jail.
Damn,
Talking like
bro.
you living life on the edge type shit.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Am I doxing you? Is that crazy to say on mic?
Man's using my pain against me. That's crazy.
Pain. That was your pain.
Something I told him in confidence too. Wild.
I'm not, what? Nigga, I think you said that on camera before.
Never.
Cut this shit out then.
I don't know if I think that the Cassie participation piece is important to the trial.
No, I'm not talking about to the trial. Not to the trial. Not to the trial.
Oh, okay.
Just to what I was talking about. That's definitely not. I was not speaking about the trial.
Because I do think that is the internet narrative right now, and
Yeah.
they're kind of like the internet is approaching this as if this is like a Diddy versus Cassie trial. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, oh, if Cassie comes off as like, oh, she actually wanted the freak offs.
Yeah.
Oh, this is no longer that. Like he's gonna be exonerated and all that. But really, like he's on the stand for sex trafficking, and it was the prostitutes that were included in these freak offs. So whether or not Cassie liked the freak offs or not, I don't think that is like something that's gonna like save Diddy.
Bad Diddy. Go to jail. No more. We saved him till the end though.
We did.
We got through everything else.
We really did.
That was Diddy at the end. That's fine.
You like
But
a little Diddy at the end?
I didn't like how that's.
You gotta save your Diddy for the end.
Is there anything else you want to say
No.
before we leave? We have everything. We said everything.
Yeah, I hope everyone has a great week.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.